We are in the first week of February and we've got a lot to talk about for Pokemon singles. Pokemon singles are going crazy right now. The prices are way out there and they are very expensive. But for today, we are going to be focusing on 7 cards that are under $25, which is great because they're very affordable and it is a good time to pick these ones up if you don't have them and you are missing them from your collection. Let's dive in. For today, we'll be using Pokédata as there are multiple data points readily available on one screen. And the first card that makes our list is Arbok. Arbok from Temporal Forces. And yes, I picked Arbok because it is the year of the snake. And I thought, why not start off with the good old Arbok, the Cobra, as we read it backwards. Arbok is a beautiful card. Let's start off by looking at this artwork. I've talked about this card, I think once about maybe 7 or 8 months ago from what I recall. And I really liked it. It was going for around $8 or $9 at the time. We'll talk about the price in a second, but it's a beautiful card. It's just hanging out there, full moon. Looks like he's about to attack there. And honestly, just a fantastic card. Currently, the TCG player price of this one is $19.82. And as I mentioned earlier, this one was going for under $10 about 6 or 7 months ago. And we can actually look at that. We can actually look at that as well. If we look at the TCG player price, we could see here even in September, it was only $5, $6, and it only started to increase right around the end of the year when the Pokemon market was having its boom, and now it's just under $20 going for $19.82. In addition to that, a PSA 10 is going for just under $100 with a population of 461. It is not a bad card. Temporal Forces, not one of my favorite sets, but if you were to ask me, Arbok, definitely one of my favorite cards from this set, and this is one that I would pick up if you're missing from your collections or as an investment piece. And if you do have a copy of it, you might want to check it out because it's actually worth a pretty penny in a PSA 10. The next card we're going to be looking at is Slowpoke from Scarlet and Violet base set, and this is a card that I've actually never touched on, and it is currently going for $21.79. One thing I want to highlight with this one, a PSA 10 is $369.80. There are only 211 in the population. That is insane. Just having a look at the artwork of this one, honestly, I missed out on it. It's a beautiful card. Slowpoke just hanging out in the shop. You've got a little bicycle there in the background. Looks like some sort of like, you know, third world European country or whatnot. It's just a beautiful card. Maybe that's like a gelato shop. I don't know what it is, but it's really nice. This is a fantastic card. Currently going for $21.79 and a PSA 10, $369. That's insane. The next card on our list, and I tried not to talk about the same cards over and over again, but Skarmory is one that I had to highlight because it's still very affordable, $17.17 as per the TCG player. PSA 10 is going for $166.13, and this one over here is a beauty. I've talked about this card a couple of times already. Honestly, from the Surging Sparks cards, this one from the illustration rare category is one of the best. Skarmory, definitely a great card. We've seen it go up a couple of dollars just in the last month, as again, the focus is mainly on prismatic evolutions right now. A lot of people are focusing on buying this set, and Skarmory has taken a little bit of a back seat, so it may be a good time to pick this one up. Skarmory, $17.17. Surging Sparks, fantastic set. This is another one that I would pick up right now. Next up, we have Heracross from Paldea Evolved. And this is a card that I actually haven't touched on. And looking at the artwork on this one, I really like it. He's just hanging out there by the roadside, I don't know, waiting to catch his bus or whatever it is. Just one thing I want to say, the artwork from the Scarlet and Violet era is bang on. It's fantastic. They've done a very good job with it. And this is another card that's just very, very basic. There isn't too many things going on here, but it's just perfect for this Pokemon. And Heracross is actually a great Pokemon, one of the best bug Pokemon in my opinion, that is. And this card currently is going for $17.41. A PSA 10, $183. Another one to get graded if you have, and if you don't have, a great one to pick up and to send out to get graded, that is. And the population of the PSA 10 is 166, so it's pretty low, but honestly, a really nice card and another one that I would pick up right now. We can only see this one climb up as Paldea Evolved ages as well. Next up, we have Mantike from Paradox Rift, and actually, this card I pulled recently from Paradox Rift, and I was really excited when I pulled it because I was looking for it for my set. And this one's going only for $17.66. A PSA 10, $134. Again, another one that's not too bad from the PSA 10 category. And there's only about 183 of them. Focusing on the artwork here for a second, it's actually really cool. It looks like you've got a submarine and he's just looking at Mantike from the window of the sub. It's beautiful. It's a well done artwork. And I know I mentioned this earlier, a lot of the water Pokemon cards from the Scarlet and Violet era, the artwork on them are beautiful. And this one is one of them. As I mentioned, $17.66 for this one, $134.50. And in my honest opinion, one of the better illustration rares from the Paradox Rift set, and it is a bargain right now. Next up, we have a card from Prismatic Evolutions, and yes, it is the Umbreon Pokeball Holo. Unfortunately, none of the special illustration rares would come in this list as they are all way above $20. In fact, they are way above $200-300, and this one is one that I thought I would highlight because you know what? This is a great one for future, as I do feel it will increase in value. When it came out the door, it was going for $260, which I don't think is correct. I think that's a little bit pushing it at this point. But $15.32 for the Umbreon Pokeball foil, not the Master Ball, I'm talking about the Pokeball one, it's going for $15.33. A PSA 10 is going for $60. This one, honestly, it's a really good buy because Umbreon is going to do well. How much is it going to be worth? I can't say it's going to be worth hundreds of dollars, but you know what? I do see this one climbing at least to about $25 or $30 at one point, especially when Prismatic Evolutions gets a little bit older and it's getting more difficult to pull these cards and collect this set. It's going to get a little bit more expensive. Right now, we are having talks about the reprints and the restock of this set, so obviously it won't be as expensive, so it's a good time to pick this one up. And honestly, a lot of cards from Prismatic Evolutions, it's a good time to pick up, especially if we're talking about non-special illustration rares, because those are the ones that are really expensive right now. They have started to dim down a little bit. We did see the Umbreon go down about $100 or so from that 1688 that it was the last time I looked at it, which was crazy. But just to focus on this one again, the Umbreon Pokeball Holo is a great pickup, $15.33. Umbreon, very popular Pokemon. This one is another one I would grab. And the last card I want to highlight today is the Hydrapple EX from Stellar Crown. Yes, it is not under $25, but it's just slightly over, going for $29.99. And another reason why I ended off with this one, because it kind of looks like a snake, you know, just to keep that whole theme going. This one over here, $29.99 as per TCG Player, $103.76 in a PSA 10. Not bad, not bad with this one. And with the Pokemon market making a lot of movement upwards, this is actually one of the cards that has gone down. It was originally around $40 around September, but we've just seen it trickle down here because, again, it's not that popular of a card, but honestly, it's a really nice looking card. And I think it deserves to be worth a little bit more than that. Currently going for $30. It is another one that I would pick up. Beautiful card. Population of this one, 572 in a PSA 10. It isn't that easy to pull. If I haven't mentioned, the pull rates from Stellar Crown are pretty tough. We're looking at 1 in approximately 500 for a specific special illustration rare, so this card is not easy to pull. So Hydrapple EX, the last one I wanted to highlight from my list. So that is a quick look at 7 cards under $25, with the exception of the Hydrapple, of course. For me, I'd definitely be going for the Arbok as well as the Mantike from Paradox Rift. Yes, 2 cards from Paradox Rift that I would be going for. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this list, and if there are other cards that are under 25 that are worth mentioning. And if you got this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You guys are the greatest. My name's TRV. We'll see you next time.